finally!
It's been a long time coming, folks.
We're doing it.
I love it!
Would this be like the 9th, 10th time we attempted to record this Devil Dame game?
No, I don't know. It's even been like that many times.
No, not really.
But
Well, it's more so the 9th or 10th time that Cele tried to record this game for us due to one reason or another. But
oh yeah, that's what you mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as we're concerned, there's no more hiccups, no more distractions. It's time to go to play the Ocarina of Time.
We're finally doing this!
On the GameCube.
And on top of that, this is my commentary!
Yeah.
This is my baby! Don't take it away from me!
Yeah, I was about to say.
I was gonna borrow it for the weekend.
Because Cele would have ripped my hands off if I ever considered recording the 3DS version.
You
No, I would have twisted your wrist until you're like, okay, uncle!
You want me to make you guys old? This game is over 20 years old.
Yep.
21
It
years
is.
ago as of this month, as a matter of fact.
Oh, Link, you're old enough to drink.
Oh
I
wait,
just
hang
realized
on.
that
I'm
rhymed.
looking. Hang on, I'm gonna look that up real quick.
Okay.
Time release date. November 21st. So we were almost at the 21 year mark.
Almost
Well,
21 years.
by the time this video pops out, it will have already gone past that. So yeah, as I said, Link is old enough to drink.
Yep.
And you, my dear lady, need to get rid of some space.
Celestin.
Yep. Celestin.
Alright, so who's this fabled hero of time going to be named?
I'm going to call him.
Ren.
I'm going to call him
Re-
Binku.
So whereas in a link to the past, we were playing as a Scottish turd. Here we're playing as a weeaboo.
Yep, pretty much.
Yep.
Steve, that's you.
Oh.
In the vast, deep forest of Hyrule, long have I served as the guardian spirit. I am known as the Deco Tree.
Nice.
The children of the forest, the Kokiri, live here with me. Each Kokiri has his or own guardian fairy!
Verbal text.
However, there is one boy who does not have a fairy! Let alone
Get out of here, Cronker!
I will allow one more of those and never again.
Wait, what the?
Hey, Cele.
I need water. That's what I need.
I
Sound
was
like
about to
it.
say, Link can talk.
Not gonna lie, Steve. I was getting ASMR triggers from that.
Dang it, Cele. Riku can speak by himself.
Do 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 do.
I just realized we probably turned
Who is that guy?
Oh my god, he's ugly!
ugly.
Excuse me.
You're right. Yes.
He screams in Doria's, and that's the...
Where art thou? Come hither, from yonder window breaks. Oh,
Wherefore
Navi,
out there went. Sorry.
listen
Wherefore
to
out
my
there means why. I'm
words.
sorry.
Anyway.
Thus thou sense it, the climate of evil descending upon this realm. It's probably going to be in the mid-40s today.
That's pretty much what it is here.
So for long, the Kokiri Forest, the source of life, has stood as the barrier deterring outsiders and maintaining the order. But before this tremendous evil power, even my power is as nothing. I really shouldn't have skipped Trunk Day.
no, different too.
The boy without a fairy must begin his journey. The youth whose destiny is to lead Hyrule to the path of justice and truth. Navi, go now. Find our young friend and guide him to me. I do not have much time left. Fly, Navi, fly! The fate of the world. Nay, it depends on you. Get on, get.
Get on out of here.
And I hope you all appreciate the fact that in this version of the game, the very original, you can't really skip text that easily.
Not really,
Whoa.
no.
No.
For cutscenes, you can't.
And there's Navi, flying around with voice acting for the first time in a Zelda game, technically.
Oh, yeah.
Technically, yeah. Yeah.
And I always forget about this moment, this little cute little moment of Navi's like, there it is, but then she goes way too fast,
Bum.
into the fence.
Hey.
Also, Cele, real quick, I also was thinking of like, the darkness, they're coming.
I just did crossroads.
They're coming. She's all mad and panicking.
They're into their. They're coming.
Hello, Rinku. Wake up. The great devil Deku Tree wants to talk to you. Riku, get up!
Get up, Becca!
Hey, come on!
Becca.
Can Hyrule's destiny
Becca.
really depend on such a lazy boy?
Yeah, once again, every Zelda game starts with us sleeping, I'm pretty sure.
Can you really blame him
Yep.
for feeling a little out of it? He's been living without a blanket on his bed.
I just
Yeah.
had this really weird... Oh, God, I just had this really messed up theory. But first, let's do this.
Finally woke up. I'm Navi the fairy. The Great Deku Tree asked me to be your partner from now on.
Oh.
Nice to meet you.
I did not sign up
for this.
The Great Deku Tree has summoned you, so let's get going right now.
Yeah, this is
brush my teeth?
Yeah, this was before the time of the sassy Zelda partners. For now, we have a pretty nice doting character, Navi, as we first time ever explore a world of Zelda in 3D. And look at this wonderful polygonal.
Yeah.
Oh, totally not.
This was a first.
Oh.
Nice hair.
Yoo-hoo! Hi, Rinku.
Yeah, we're going full
Aw, that
on
was
leap
cute.
today.
Don't.
That was so cute.
Wow, a fairy!
So,
Finally, a fairy came to you, Rinku. Yes, I'm going to say it that way.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now you're a true Kokiri, Rinku. Is that right? The Great Deku Tree has summoned you? It's quite an honor to talk to the Great Deku Tree.
that's all I'm gonna say.
I'll wait for you here. Get going. Go see the Great Deku Tree.
Well,
Honestly, Allie-
aren't you gonna come with us?
No, I'm just gonna stay here.
Actually, Allie,
I'm
it
gonna
almost
stay here and admire your.
admire your what?
But before we can read
Hey,
well,
Fido!
this pressure,
Hey, just,
Hey, you, Mr. No Fairy! What's your business with the Great Deku Tree? Without a fairy, you're not even a real man. What? You got a fairy? Say what? The Great Deku Tree actually summoned you?
Whoa!
Why would he summon you and not the Great Mido? This isn't funny. I don't believe it. You aren't even fully equipped yet.
oh yeah.
How do you think you're going to help the Great Deku Tree without both a sword and shield ready?
Oh yeah, we need that.
Without both Pokemon
What?
and
Well,
Pokemon
you're
Sword
right.
and
I don't
Shield.
have my equipment ready either, but if you want to pass through here, you should at least equip a sword and shield. Sheesh.
Okay.
And pick a
I
starter.
realized I could have made him sound a little less annoying.
It's okay, it's perfect.
I was about to say, considering the character he is, I figured the more annoying the better.
Yeah.
Yes.
What? Mita won't let you go see the Great Deku Tree? Oh, that bum! I don't know why he's always so mean to everyone.
I've never known this dialogue existed with her
Me
expressions.
neither.
What he said is true, though. The forest, strange things have been happening here lately. You need to be ready for anything. You'd better find a weapon. You can buy a shield at the shop, but there is only one sword hidden somewhere in the forest.
That seems very unnecessary.
Also,
yeah, I
before
never
I
knew
forget-
Shinpao did. Oh,
The Great Deku Tree has summoned you. Please come with me.
And yet she doesn't lead you anywhere.
no.
I was about
okay,
to
so
say,
yeah, go
just-
ahead, hype.
Yeah, just going back real quick before I forget, when Allie was saying Rinku like that, I'm just saying, like, she's mentioned a few times she has trouble rolling her R's. Honestly, the way she says Rinku almost sounds like she can do it.
I'm just saying it with a D sound. That's the best I can
fair.
do.
Wait, with a what?
A D sound.
Ooh,
I think.
Clink.
Dink, Rinku.
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 Oh, this is just a random chick.
Oh, you have a fairy now. That's great, Rinku. What? You've been called by the Great Deku Tree? What an honor. He may give you a special gift.
So while we're,
That's because the Great Deku Tree is our father, the forest guardian, and he gave life to all this Kokiri.
go
can I
ahead,
just
James.
say real quick that if there's one little verbal tick in this game I'm not a big fan of, that almost every little girl character shares when they end off their thing with tee.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Yeah. I think they stopped doing that after.
Hey, by the stone. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit over this, guys. Yeah. So
Okay.
just to clear this up, Cele's pretty much our expert on this game. This was like legitimately
This is her
like
bread and butter.
for a lot of her childhood.
Whoop.
Yep.
Almost,
wanna-
in the same, almost in the same vein it was for me in Mario 64, Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
I
Pretty
wanna
much.
I wanna say this was probably the first 3D game I ever saw, and I was blown away.
It was pretty well done. I remember that I was never that good at this game as a child because I never read anything. I just sped right through it.
Yeah.
So I
I
remember.
didn't mean to talk to him.
So I remember just going up to where I remember going all the way up to where the grotto is, and getting killed by the boulder, and I never touched the game for a while after that point. Whoa,
You
just
mean I have to
appeared.
read?
Yes, there's a lot of reading. There's a lot of reading in Zelda games between this
Oh,
and
yeah.
Link to the Past.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lore going on.
That's
It really is
true.
a shame that none of the fairies talk beyond Navi, because I have the perfect voice for them.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, I want to point something out about the fairies.
Uh-huh.
If you go in one into a house or building, for example, and come back out, the fairies will 9 times out of 10 change color.
Huh.
Nice.
So
And
rainbow
I'm-
You
fairies.
notice how that fairy kind of looks like Navi.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're all blue.
Now just keep that in mind until we come out of that hole there.
I was about
Okay.
to say, just to wager a guess on what you're talking about, James, when you were wanting to give the other fairies voices, I'm going to assume it's a voice that reminds you of the filthy and scum.
You got that right, Sonny Jim.
Well,
I know it.
we are going to get to medieval at some point in the future, and it's
I
going to be
can
fun.
hardly wait.
Wait,
It was
I'm just going to
fun.
give you a good hoiding.
I know how to backflip. I can do it.
Yeah.
Starting off, Link is, like, even at his young age, Link is a pretty athletic little boy.
And then wait until,
Oh, yeah.
and then just wait
Not
until
quite as
Majora's-
athletic as Mario, granted, but,
Oh,
I mean, for the
yeah.
type of game it is, it gets the job done.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say you say that, James. Just wait until Majora's Mask.
Yeah, this kid kind of overcompensates.
Oh my God,
at once.
Majora's
He
Mask.
knows
Yes.
all the flips and tricks.
Oh, yeah.
Sheesh.
I really do.
It's almost
I
like
really don't know.
It's almost like
Sorry,
this
I
kid.
just want to say I really don't know why I'm reading these signs.
Well,
Fine.
I mean, hey, it helps to learn about your surroundings. But
It gives
I
us
was
stuff
about
to
to say,
talk
it's
over.
honestly funny how in between games he gains a very subtle bit of Sonic in him, just with how much he, he just
Rolls
flashes
about.
up his tricks.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Whoa,
Also,
and
don't
yeah,
mind as this rock is just casually rolling in a squarish pattern.
and can
Who dropped
go
their
around
giant?
corners.
Who dropped their giant Cocoa Puffs?
Look at it go.
It does not look like
It
a
does
Cocoa
look like a
Puff.
giant Cocoa
It's
Puff.
either
Nah,
a
not
giant.
to me.
It's
First big chest.
It's either a giant Cocoa Puff or a giant turd.
One of the two.
Let's just go with Cocoa Puff. to keep the-
Can we
keep the-
please go with Cocoa Puff?
Yeah.
Sure.
A sword
Yay.
made out of shiny glass.
I was about to say going with Gui's logic, which actually makes sense. Also, by the way, look at those fancy shiny textures that this game used a bunch of.
Oh, yeah, they were really dull in the original. This is version 1.2, and I'm not recording on an emulator like I tried to multiple times. This is actually Wii Virtual Console. Or,
Okay.
yeah, Wii Virtual Console.
Which I think
Nice.
is good on her part, just because again, all the shit that she had to go through during the recording process.
Oh, you
she
know
really
what?
wanted to do the original
I
version just for.
really... Sorry.
You go ahead.
I just want to say, I really wanted to record version 1.1 just because of all the uncensored stuff.
You mean 1.0?
But I couldn't, yeah.
I was about to say that version was that version the GameCube version? Because I know that's the one you
No.
wanted to do.
It was the
No,
very
no,
original
it is
N64
not.
game. The
Okay.
one that more or less didn't censor anything, right down to the Mayan chanting or whatever. It was either.
Oh,
Muslim
yeah.
chanting.
No,
Mu-
oh, yeah,
Muslim
yeah.
chanting.
Yeah, it was-
That's far later in the game.
Well, we can get more into that once we get to that particular dungeon. In the meantime, we're still
Yeah.
in the Kokiri Forest.
I'm Rinku. Look this way.
Where's that voice
Come
coming
over here
from?
and see and talk to me with
Where?
Here you don't,
There-
you nunny.
There was always this
That's how you
tutorial.
use a fairy.
What?
Oh yeah, Z targeting, and then that was just James having fun. But yeah, that's right.
And, yeah, see target!
Yeah, this game pretty much has that. This is their way of accounting for how you're in a 3D space and you have to keep your eye on everything. It's no longer. Yeah, this was a seriously big shift for the Zelda series.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
without a
Say.
doubt. It's not quite as easy to get a grasp on as say Link
And
to
this
the
was
Past.
this was the best-selling Zelda game before Breath of the Wild.
Oh, there's
What a time to be
Fado.
alive, huh?
And until Breath of the Wild.
Wait,
Breath
there
of the
you go.
Wild was the only game that topped it
Hey,
after
Fado.
that. Logan, that's you.
We sell shields, but not swords.
Well, I think we have a sword
What
already.
was that?
Get it by your get your shield and now get out of my sight.
Right.
I was actually kind of expecting you. I was expecting you to just do the. We sell shields, but not
This
swords.
yes, the man who built this shop felt so clever
Oh, and real
building
quick,
This shop, it sells things you can get in the forest for free.
Yes, always the
Do you
tikis.
know how to use the Deku Shield?
Oh my god, you're right. Now that I'm noticing it everywhere.
Yeah, now that you
Jeez.
mention it.
I didn't realize how egregious
I'm
it
surprised
was.
it didn't end it there.
again, it's so obnoxious that almost every single little girl character
Or there.
has this trait.
Wait for it. And...
and
charge
Yep, there it is.
Yep.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
And not only that, I think a good handful of little girl female characters share the exact same vocal delivery too, or
Yeah.
sound clip
Yeah.
rather.
Well,
Yeah, they
that's
do.
that's like that. But I was just like,
Yeah, the man who built this shop felt so clever of building the shelf 10 feet taller than it should have been.
Losing. We more or less got everything we need, so once Cele's done jumping around the place, time to go show that Mido what's what.
Yep.
If you want to see the Great Deku Tree, you should at least equip a sword and a... Wait a minute. What's that? Oh, you have got to be kidding me! And what's that? Is that the Kokiri sword?
he's left us
Good
defenseless
grief!
now.
Where'd you steal it from, man? Well, even with all that stuff, a whip is still a whip, huh? I, the Great Mido, will never accept you as one of us. Ah, shoot! How'd you get to be the favorite of Saria on the Great Deku Tree, huh?
Present,
I
present.
love his jaunty little strut in the 3DS version.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
he's just like.
Actually, just
Oh,
I was
gosh,
just
I'm so
thinking back.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
hello.
calling him. Oh
Jeez.
boy,
Deku Bombas.
Deku sticks.
Yeah.
But just like the whole.
You were
Yeah, just
saying, Steve?
Just him calling him. I know there was like a big gap between the two games, but just like him saying like "I'm the Great Mido," it just gives me like "I am the Great Leon" vibes.
Oh yeah. So while
Literally by a year.
so while we're doing this, actually, big cutscene.
Alright, hype.
Ooh.
Or, no,
Nice.
it's-
Deku Tree, I'm back.
okay, now it's time your time to shine once again, hype.
'Cause I
Bring
think
on
he's-
your inner Shakespeare.
O Navi, thou hast returned. Linku, welcome. Listen carefully to what I, the Great Deku Tree, am about to tell thee.
Okay.
My slumber these past moons must have been restless and full of nightmares. I knew I shouldn't have had that Ocarina. As the servants of evil
What?
gain strength.
I don't know. I was
He
trying
just
to say
mumbles
something,
off
but I
into
got
nothing.
tongue-tied.
It's okay.
Thou hast felt it. Rinku, the time has come to test thy courage. I have been cursed. I need you to break the curse with your wisdom and courage. Dost thou have courage enough to undertake this task?
Do you want to complete the game? Yes or no?
Then enter, brave Rinku, and get in my belly.
This is a bit weird.
And Rinku, when Navi speaks, use to listen well.
Deku Tree, if that's your mouth, that's clearly, if that's supposed to be your, if you're clearly talking even though that thing is open, and I don't think that's your mouth, what is that?
It's not a mouth. You can see his lower lip below his
Is it
mustache.
is it the frog's way?
Not the frog's way.
Oh my
I
god.
forgot about
Really?
the frog's way. I haven't heard about the frog.
Oh,
Alice.
you know
I'm
it's a
out
good
of
thing.
the
Cele-
loop.
Don't worry, you two don't need to know the context.
Oh no!
That's
These
only
ones lunging
that's only
you.
that's only for the three of us, Jordy and Pi, to know.
We learned who played
Yeah,
Alice Madness
so-
Returns.
By the way,
Watch
Jordan, how
that.
are you?
Okie dokie.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, I
doing
guess-
good. Thank you for asking.
Okay, yeah. While we're in here, I'm sorry, Sid. We gotta do that. So, Jordy, it's been a little while. How do you? What were your guys' experiences like with this game, or did you ever play this game?
Yes.
Okay, so this was my very first Legend of Zelda game, and considering I wasn't interested at the time, I played the 3DS version like a few years ago.
Right.
I kept getting stuck in this game, so I kept like taking some hiatuses as long as like a few months. And then I went back to it and continued forward, and I had a little guide to help me through it. So,
You know,
overall,
feel like
I really like this game.
I feel like
I still have my old one too, my old guide, except it's in pieces.
Aw.
And what's that, James?
All I was gonna say is that I feel like I've heard that same story before when we brought up a Link Between Worlds.
Oh yeah, and then and then Gui, how about you?
Oh, sorry.
That's fine.
Okay.
Had to drink water. So yeah, I mean,
Good idea.
honestly, when I can talk.
You're fine.
You're fine.
Those
But,
Skulltulas are in the way. We probably should deal with them later.
That's okay. Just go ahead. I don't know.
But yeah,
You're fine.
So yeah, I first saw this game. I saw someone else play this game, and I was blown away by it. Like I said that earlier, and
Oh.
yeah, and I wanted to find out more about it. Like, what is
geez.
this? This looks so freaking cool.
Right.
And I think I got to play it to completion at a friend's house who was like super into Nintendo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so let's see. I think I owned a Master Quest. Yeah, the Master Quest. You know that really rare GameCube disc that had both the normal
Ocarina of
the
Time
normal
and-
version of the game and the hard
That's
mode
what
of
I
the
said.
Master Quest version.
Oh,
Yeah.
My sister and I had that for a short time.
Whoop.
I can't remember why, but like idiots, we decided, let's sell it.
Uh-oh.
Because you knew how rare it was and you were hoping to get mad cash.
Oh, cool. Our first big
Our
item.
first weapon in the game.
The fairy slingshot.
I
Yeah, we're gonna be needing
I
this.
think what it was we wanted to buy one of the new Zelda games that had just come out in between the
Probably would have
GameCube
been
and the
Wind Waker
Wii.
by then.
Yeah.
Twilight Princess?
I think. Yeah, I think we were. I don't know if that's true, but we were probably saving up for that, and we were like, yeah, do we even play this anymore? Let's just sell it.
Right.
And we've regretted it ever since.
Did you guys know there's a chest up here?
I don't think I did.
So,
It only has
well,
the
it's all
heart.
for our heart, so who cares?
It's a heart.
I'm gonna say Cele and I have only learned about all this stuff, or I've started becoming more familiar with this because of the Ocarina of Time randomizer, which is basically
Oh, yeah.
it's basically a version of this. It's become very popular, and I introduced it to Cele, and she's had fun with it. It's basically a version of this game, ROM hack, basically that mixes up where all the items are, so it becomes a brand new you end up going in dungeons and completely
It's a
different.
new
hello.
adventure every time.
Oh, cool.
And all of a sudden, straight on the scene, Link rolls his way in.
So Hype, what were your experiences like learning about this game and trying it out?
I can't say I had like a particularly extensive history with Ocarina of Time specifically, because growing up it was more so my brother who was the big Zelda fan than me. It wasn't until like the past couple of years where I started to get more into Zelda, so I never really played Ocarina of Time all that much compared to like some of the later games like Link Between Worlds, Breath of the Wild, and to an extent Wind Waker HD.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there goes that screwball.
Yeah, and also like this is what also got me interested in Majora's Mask, and that one is probably the creepiest Zelda game I've played in my experience.
It really is.
And that's why
Not
people
even-
adore it.
You know,
Oh, yeah,
and,
it was
You know,
fantastic.
they say Twilight Princess is a dark Zelda game, but it doesn't hold a candle. It doesn't hold a candle to how dark Majora's Mask is.
Which
Yeah.
really makes me wonder how they're gonna up the ante on that with Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah, they are claiming it's going to
Yeah,
be just
that'd
Yeah.
be interesting.
I don't know if... Oh, okay, so I guess the last person we haven't actually asked about their experiences with actually two people is James. What were your experiences like being introduced to this game when it first came out?
Well, I will say that around the time when, like, right around the late 90s / early 2000s, like, yeah, the N64 was pretty much my first major gaming system. I mean, next to the NES. And, well, I did play a lot of Mario 64, loved the hell out of it. And then around the time when Ocarina of Time was making its rounds, I definitely gave my cracks at that. And, I mean, I like to say I enjoyed it, but I didn't get much further than past the forest. Because I distinctly remember, when I was younger, I got stuck right around
Hello?
the castle segment where you had to avoid all the guards. I didn't know any better at the time.
Stealth is... Yeah. And I could see, like...
There's a whole tangent about that I want to get into, but I'll wait until we get.
No worries. But other than that, like, yeah, with Ocarina of Time, I did get over that hurdle over time, and it was, and I mean, I would say I didn't end up completing the game until sometime after I got the 3DS version, which I will just say right now, I do think between this and the original and the remake is the definitive package.
The only time that there's ever like a difference, by the way, we'll talk about those gold sculptures a little bit later in the next part, but the only like problem, not with that, but I think the only like time there's ever been like a difference is maybe in the Majora's Mask 3DS, since that one did make some significant changes.
Oh yeah, they made a few changes, either for better or for worse.
Right. So I guess so I guess with that said, before we end off the part, because we're getting close, last person left is Cele. How were you introduced to this game? Since of course you're the one hosting.
Bring out the popcorn.
First, this guy. Big Skulltula.
That's a huge Skulltula, and you just knock it out clean with the jump slash.
Yeah, it's a sword.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I used to
rupees!
just hit him with the slingshot, but I learned how to use. You know, I was actually under the impression. Oh, glitch. Sorry. I was under the impression when I first started playing this game because my mom played this game before.
I'm sorry, real quick, Cele. Yes, I know you hate spiders. Jeez.
You gotta be careful. They could be jumping spiders.
Oh god. Well, the jumping spiders aren't bad. They're pretty friendly.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
Anyway, so for the longest time, I was under the impression that the Skulltulas were the enemies that took your shield.
Oh,
Based on what my mom had told me. But anyway, I got into this game. Actually, it's actually kind of a sad story. I got into it shortly after my parents separated.
Oh.
And my mom's at the time boyfriend, he was living in a trailer at the time, just like in the middle of nowhere, which ironically I still remember that exact location, like where it is.
It's childhood memories. Yeah.
But he had this game which he had rented from Blockbuster. It had the whole Blockbuster logo on it. In fact, I still have that cartridge.
Someone's late fees are going to be pricey.
Ooh, yeah.
So, yeah, I got into it. I watched my mom played it, but kind of a funny story here. First it starts out sad, then it gets funnier. Whenever she would play the game, I would watch her, but whenever a monster would come up, I would run in the other room and plug my ears.
Oh, come on, Kiwi.
You did not like
Monsters
Redead.
And I had... Oh, yeah, Redeads and Wallmasters were the worst ones for me.
Okay. On that,
Yeah, that's fair.
When you bring those up, yeah, I can sort of
That's
justify
fair.
Yeah.
running away like a coward.
That's fair.
Yeah, it took me a while to get used to that, but I eventually got used to monsters. But it was still the whole, I wanted to turn my volume down whenever I got to Redeads and Wallmasters. I can't even remember when I got over that, but...
That's fine.
But when I beat the game, I eventually I started doing it over and over again because it was, the game was kind of my escape from everything that happened.
Right.
In my childhood.
That's
So
fair.
I became a pro at it.
Well,
And learning a few techniques when I watch someone beat Ganondorf, and I'm just like, oh, I can learn a few things from this guy.
And for those wondering why this is pretty much going to be a 33-parter, that's why.
We're going for
Yeah, we're a little past the part now.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing a lot here. So join us.
To wrap it up, I'm a pro at this game, and I'm really thankful to be doing this commentary.
And this is going to be a 100% run-through, right?
Yes.
All right.
All
Just
right.
had to make sure.
Join us on our journey.
Till next time, guys.
And we will see you all in the next part. I feel like there's something I wanted to say, but I forgot. If I remember, I'll tell you guys in the next part.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Eat your greens.
Oi! I got it!